So what's up guys, welcome back to the Switch King YouTube channel. I do want to talk to you guys about the ZVE1. As you know, in the last video we got this camera about a week ago and I want to talk to you guys about it. It's been a very interesting ride this last week. I have put this thing through more than I think any of my other cameras within the first week of ownership. I've done podcasts, interviews, I have done skateboard edits, I don't know what else I've done, vlogs, just different things. I've even done a heat test where I put my camera in 100-degree weather. I have to redo the video just because I couldn't get my time lapse in focus, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And obviously it overheats, but we actually have a solution to that coming soon in a few weeks. Stay tuned for that. I want to make this video coming from the perspective of an experienced content creator instead of a professional filmmaker. Whatever title you want to give me, that's fine. This is how I make a living, so I'm going to talk more about it. Off the bat, the image quality is amazing. Definitely as good as the FX3, Sony a7 III. It's even got the same sensor as the FX6, which I believe the FX9 also shares that exact same sensor. So this is kind of like a baby FX9. Obviously not the same, but the sensor is the same, I think. Maybe not the processor. I don't think the processor is the same. I've never been so interested in playing with a camera before. Normally when I just get a camera, I open it, I use it. I don't really go through all the features because it's kind of the same from all the other features except the image quality. That's what I really care most about. When I was looking through the settings, I saw the dynamic stabilization and I was just going to ignore it completely because I use my DJI RS2 and my, my DJI Ronin SC. Anyway, so I didn't feel the need to really test out the stabilization, but my curiosity got the best of me and I went for it. I kid you not, I spent 15 to 20 minutes outside walking back and forth down my block. I was just so amazed at how well it looked just on this tiny little screen. I was just like, there's no way that it's adjusting itself for all my movements. This is almost gimbal-like. Yeah, there is a crop for those of you who don't know, but I had an APS-C 9mm lens from Laowa connected on here, so I still had a wide field of view, and it was just insane. There's a few clips that I got that look very gimbal-like, and I shot completely handheld. Obviously, I was just, steadily walking, but again, dynamic stabilization, great. Is it better than Panasonic? No. Panasonic still has a way better stabilization system, but this makes me, it just inspires me to shoot more, and it doesn't make me feel like I have to rely on my gimbal as much to get those very steady shots. And another thing I want to point out is that low light, man. That low light this is the low light king. It's got the same sensor as the low light king, so we're gonna put this as, I'm gonna label this the baby low light king. Low light king junior, whatever. It's insane. So I used to own the A7S II, but I didn't know how to use which ISO setting. It just always looked so noisy, and I didn't know I had that thing up to like 102,000 ISO. I know. I'm judging myself. So now that I'm more aware and know which settings to put to be able to take advantage of the dual native ISO, even though it doesn't label, they don't label this having dual native ISO, it definitely cleans up at 12,800. Another thing I really like is the clear image zoom, or the digital zoom that it has. It retains a lot of the quality from 4K, so it's still 4K. And it turns like my 35mm into, I don't know, 75mm, maybe. I think I'm off. Yeah, it's nuts how versatile this thing is. Overheating, yes. It does overheat, and for those of you who even gotten this far into the video, you already know the answer to my next video. If it wasn't yesterday, the day before yesterday, I took the ZVE1 out and I put it on my backpack in direct sunlight. It was 101 degrees Fahrenheit, hot. Okay, it's not the hottest that it gets here, but it's still very hot, hotter than most places. It overheated in 13 minutes, but I had it at 4K 60 running the entire time. That is not the way that I shoot. I do not shoot 4K 60 for a continuous shots like that, for just keep on going. I don't see the point in it, but that's what I got. And that's in that temperature, not 85 degrees, not 90 degrees, 101 degrees Fahrenheit. But I have used this thing on a shoot for 3 hours, taking a few short bursts, like 1 minute video, 2 minute videos, 4 minute videos, and it did not overheat on me when I was using it in 4K 60. Granted, the way I treat my cameras is already as if they're going to overheat anyway, just because of the area where I live. So the results may vary for you. And the shoot that I was on was, it was skateboarding. I was just going back and forth in direct sunlight, short bursts, and yeah, 3 hours, still didn't overheat. I just, you know, got tired and we were done. Another thing is that there's been a few videos out there talking about the ZVE1 overheating in 4K 24 in controlled environments, and it overheated in like 13 minutes, 19 minutes. I have recorded a podcast that lasted almost 40 minutes and I did not get a single warning or overheating. And we turned off the AC because we didn't want to hear anything going through the audio. So it was fairly warm inside the studio. I don't know what they're talking about, and I do live in a very hot environment, so I don't know. That's just my experience. And another thing, I did take some photos with this camera. Nothing special. I like the images that come out. Super nice. They are 12 megapixels though, so you can't do a lot of cropping. That's already been said by every other YouTuber, content creator, etc. We all know that this is not a photo camera. So if you are planning to buy this for photos, I recommend steering away from this one and going something with like an A7 III, A7 IV, A7R. Just not this. This is not a photo camera. And of course, it's not a hybrid camera either. There's no EVF. There's there's no mechanical shutter. Not a photo camera, not a hybrid camera. It's a video-centric camera. I do like that the S&Q switch makes it easier for you to get to the time lapse. Very, very useful. So who do I think that this camera is for? I think this camera is for people like me, people that want that image quality from the FX3, from the other FX lines, or even the A7S III, but really don't feel like spending an incredible amount of money, $3,000, $4,000. I think this is a steal for me. Probably not for you and for the majority of people, but I think I would rather pay this much than the price of the FX3 or A7S III. That's just me though. If you're looking to get that quality, this is it. Will it overheat? Yes, but if you're not shooting like an idiot, or you know, if your shot requires 4K 60 for a longer duration of time, this may not be the camera for you. But if you're shooting like me in short bursts, this might be it. Also, I think I said this earlier before, I will be having a video on a possible solution for the overheating in 4K 60 for long durations. In order to see that video, you will have to subscribe. You will have to turn on post notifications. Maybe comment what you want to see out of this, out of the time that I have the Sony ZVE1. My final thoughts, this thing has been a dream for me. It does have its shortcomings, like there's no mode dial, of course, there's no EVF, it does overheat if you're not careful with it. I mean, aside from that, this hasn't changed my way of shooting as I would like on my A7 IV. Ooh, did I forget to? I thought I forgot to, you know, lock it. Anyway, it doesn't change the way I shoot. It does not have dual SD cards, which depending on the gig, if you're doing weddings or anything like that, this could be risky. And I'm still probably going to use this camera on a wedding video, but I will be using my A7 IV, which has 2 SD card slots. It is what it is, man. You can't be too careful when it comes to that shot. If you're in direct sunlight, maybe shooting a wedding, something that you can only shoot one time, might not be the best situation to have this camera. But like I said, we're gonna try to have some solutions for this. Subscribe to the YouTube channel or come back to the channel and see if maybe we can come up with a solution for that. If not, I mean, this is still a great camera. If I didn't talk about anything in specific, which I'm sure I didn't because this is non-scripted whatsoever, this is just going off the top of my head, leave a comment down below on what you would like me to cover, maybe in specific, like, I don't know, picture profiles or the, I don't know, whatever features you've heard of this camera and maybe you want me to cover it. So I am a satisfied customer with the Sony ZVE1. If you do own a Sony ZVE1, put down in the comment section below your experience. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you recommend it to other people? Would you not? I don't know. Yeah, all right. I think that is everything that I have to say coming from the little noodle. I'm gonna go, bye.